well, as a ton of other great players trying to compete in the online leaderboard to advance to the Madden Bowl.
As we are ready, they are kicking off game number 2 of Group D. Prodigy and young Kiv. Kiv, of course, repping the Seahawks. Prodigy repping the Eagles. 2 guys coming into this game with totally different experiences in game 1.
Yep, you got a max point differential winner in Prodigy, and then you have Kiv, who ended up losing to Crush in that close ball game. Can Kiv respond after the L is the question. To me, we'll see if he can get it done out here on the virtual gridiron.
As the players set their audibles, you'll see this a lot. You've seen it throughout the tournament. Delay a game, gentleman's agreement. Is there anybody who doesn't do the gentleman's agreement, or is that pretty well expected across the competitors?
Yeah, I think it's expected, especially in the live event. Online, there's people that don't do that. There's people that are going to accept the offsides. They're going to accept the delay of game and not let you set your audibles. But when you get to this stage, everyone has a respect for each other. Even though some of them may be rivals, they do respect each other as far as the gentleman's agreement goes.
Online play like the Wild West. It's every man for himself. First and 10 for Kiv. He starts off with the ball, throws it out to Tyreek Hill, picking up a first down to the 37-yard line. Nice, easy read to start the game.
Yeah, good start. Opposed to last game where he got sacked on his very first play. Comes out, gets 12 right off the bat, and he sets himself up for a first and 10 from his own 37.
Nice first down play for Kiv. Coming off that tough loss to Crush, a game it looked like he had an opportunity. It looked like almost in hand, but a late turnover spelled his doom as Tyreek Hill fumbled the ball. An early turnover here as Prodigy picks up the fumble, and the bad luck, the turnovers continue for Kiv.
Yeah, it's a nice completion, and then the spin move followed by the hit stick jars the ball free, and Prodigy has the ball early on a fumble from young Kiv.
Just one more time, spins back inside. Tremaine Edmonds with the hit. Earl Thomas picks up the fumble in a short field for Prodigy to start this game.
Yep, he's already at midfield, and you can see him set his audibles again. And for those of you out there that don't know exactly what audibles are, audibles, basically if you come out in your initial play call, you get to the line of scrimmage, and you see your opponent is in a defense that you know you can beat, but not with your initial play call, you audible to a different play, and now you have that defense beat, and you go with that.
One of the underrated additions to this game in the last couple of years is those audibles on the fly, being able to change them throughout the game and get new plays in there.
Yeah, that's another thing. So you can change your audibles on the fly in Madden 19. So if you see that your opponent isn't necessarily good against the run, you put a bunch of runs in your audibles, whether it be a dive, a toss, a fullback dive, whatever it may be. So you can really customize those how you want in Madden 19, and it's a cool feature for all these players.
Oh, that's open down the field. That's a man who had some big plays in yesterday's group action. Tyler Boyd, the speedster, picking up 26.
Yeah, great start for Prodigy now. He's already on the 26-yard line, has a first and 10 opportunity here against young Kiv. Can he take this 7-point lead and get off to a brilliant start?
Prodigy in his 4th major appearance. Best finish, he took 3rd at the challenge last year. He said in that pre-game interview you saw here on stream that Draft Champions is his favorite because he's had success in it.
Yeah, he's had success, and he's one of those guys that are good at freestyling. He doesn't need the meta to be successful, and that's a con for some of these guys that rely on the meta. Prodigy doesn't necessarily need that, so he's a fan of MUT Draft, and he doesn't care what playbook he gets.
Prodigy from Fontana, California, playing in his home state, looking to take one home for the home state of Cali. 2nd and 8. Sam Darnold at the helm, looks right side. There's a defensive breakdown as Boyd's in the end zone. An early touchdown and a big mistake from Kiv's defense.
Yeah, it looks like a defensive breakdown, and Kiv's secondary allows Boyd to be wide open on the post route. Easy pass and catch, touchdown, Prodigy, and he's up 7-0, 3:40 left in the first.
Looking like NASA out there with that much space. Is 7-0 early, and a great start for Prodigy.
Great start. Couldn't ask for a better start here. Get the stop, get the touchdown, and now you're in a dominant position here early.
Look at that B receiver Boyd coming back across the formation. Both defenders moving left, had everybody crossed up.
Everybody crossed up, and then that's the thing when you run cross man, you run these fancy defenses, you get mixed up right here, and you don't expect that post route, and he's wide open with the defensive breakdown.
Now Kiv fumble on his first drive, looking to recover as he will take a sack on first down to Marius Randall around the edge. Nobody blocked him. He sacks him for 9.
Huge play again, 2nd and 19, and I feel like I'm saying the same thing. Huge play for Prodigy, huge play for Prodigy, but that's what it's been early on in this game, early on in this first quarter of action. Prodigy forcing a 2nd and 19 for young Kiv.
Russell Wilson at the helm for Kiv's Seattle Seahawks. Dropping back, stepping up, looks underneath the hill, spins back inside, spins back outside. In the words of our man RG, he's getting sticky out there. Got those spin moves, looking sticky.
Spin move, best move in Madden 19. Kiv taking advantage of 2 of those right there and making the defenders miss, forcing a 3rd and 1. This is definitely manageable for Kiv now after getting sacked on first down. Finds himself in a better spot.
3rd and manageable. Kiv looking to get back on the right side of momentum. As he'll just take the sneak, pick up 2. And now, problem, there's got to be some pressure on Kiv. He knows he doesn't want to go 0-2, which dooms you to get to the 2nd round. Starts off with a fumble, takes a sack. How important is it for just to settle down and get back into your game plan?
Yeah, you got to settle down, keep those emotions under check. You cannot get too emotional here. And you saw he didn't really respond to the hit stick fumble. He really just shook that off, chalked it up, came back on his 2nd drive, and now he's trying to get points here.
Looks over the middle field, tight coverage. Smith bats that one away, and so far defensively, Prodigy's defense sticking with these wide receivers downfield.
Yeah, he's looked good. That route right there was smothered. And Kiv tried to force it in there, gets broken up by Prodigy. Prodigy forces a 2nd and 10. So nothing easy so far for Kiv outside of that very first play where he picked up 12 on the first down.
The only thing I like smothered is a good play to mashed potatoes, 2nd and 10. Once again, this gun bunch for Wilson. Dropping back, looks underneath. It is complete for Kiv. Tyreek Hill has been the man the last 2 games.
Yeah, he has. So Kiv in this bunch, what he's doing, when he motions the bunch receiver from right to left, he's either going to be on a drag or a whip route. So look for Hill on a whip route or a drag every time he's motioned from right to left like he is right now. He let him settle, so maybe this is something different here. Maybe a fade or a streak. Oh, motion back.
Move him back to the right side. Keep that bunch intact on the right, 3rd and 5. How about motioning back? Is Hill tired yet from all this motioning? Wilson stepping up, waiting, looking. He'll find Hill on the outside. Looked like he might have, it almost seemed like as a novice player, that route over the middle was open, but he had a middle linebacker sitting there ready for the lurk.
Yeah, and you got to watch out with that, especially in the ball hawk era is what I call it, when they introduce ball hawk into Madden, where these linebackers, they can really go out there and snag the football. So you got to be aware of that. Their reach is crazy, so Kiv knowing that,
Ball's out.
took the check down.
Ball's out. Another turnover, another fumble. Curry picks it up. A disastrous start for Kiv, looking to get to 1-1. And the what a lot of people out there will say are the Madden gods not looking kindly on these Seattle Seahawks.
No, they're not, but that's not lucky. Everyone knows if you get hit with your quarterback, there's a big chance that you fumble, especially if it's past the line of scrimmage like so. He gets hit, drops the ball, and now it's Prodigy's football.
Kiv's got to stay in the game, though. There's plenty of time left, 1:21 remaining in the first quarter. But another short field to work with for Prodigy. Again, the 48-yard line midfield work. Sam Darnold at the helm. Looks underneath, finding James White. Are you sure in New England they haven't just moved James White to wide receiver at this point?
I know, right? He's really one of the best wide receivers that you can get as far as, you know, those running back rounds. So getting James White out there is definitely a plus for the offense.
You see White in that bunch, closest to the formation. Now he's going to flip it. There's a lot of speed at wide receiver. Roberts, Boyd, White. Some speedy wideouts for Prodigy, and speaking of speedy, there is Tyler Boyd with the catch. Might be the only, I'd have to look at the rosters, but I'm pretty sure Prodigy is the only team with Sam Darnold at quarterback.
You may be right, and Sam Darnold, not the most mobile quarterback like everyone wants, but Sam Darnold able to sit in the pocket and deliver strikes, and you see Prodigy utilizing that high-low read on that right side, which he had a whip route underneath, and he had the corner route over the top. Basically just reading the cover two. If there's a cloud or a hard flat, he's just going to pick that apart. So Kiv's going to have to switch up his defense if he sees that high-low read again.
1st and 10 for Prodigy, already a 7-0 lead, just forced his 2nd turnover of the 1st quarter, another fumble. Now looking to double up as he finds White over the middle. He knows that Kiv has been fumbling, so he wasn't ready to risk a fumble with James White over the middle.
No, he wasn't. He makes a good read, gets down. Prodigy, a smart player. He's one of the better clock managers in this tournament, and you're going to see him take this ball game to the 2nd quarter. He knows he doesn't want to have Kiv out there offensively, so he's going to try to limit the possessions, especially playing with the lead. He's going to try to limit the clock.
Plenty of game left here in Group D's Game 2. But at the end of one, 7-0. Prodigy with the lead, with the ball, and with all the momentum right now.
All the momentum, and on top of all that, he gets the ball at half. So if he goes up 14-0, Kiv is in a really bad spot. He's going to have to respond. I think, and Kiv, the toughest part for Kiv in this game, you know, the 2 fumbles were bad. First one is a little bit of bad luck when you get that fumble. Even though he spun into a hit stick, still bad luck. He's going to have to step up defensively. He hasn't looked like he's been able to stop Prodigy, so he's going to have to get some stops on defense.
19 yards away from a 2-score lead. Prodigy with the ball. Able to get a stop on 1st down, a loss of 1 on the play. And for Kiv, he knows 2 fumbles in the 1st quarter, incredibly unlucky with that fumble with Wilson running with the quarterback. It could happen, but at the end of the day, he knows that 1 turnover could change the game back in his favor.
Yes, it can. And just like he got hit stick for a fumble, that may happen later in the game. With that being said, though, you want to force the stops. You want to get pressure. You want to make, you know, a stop with a lurk or whatnot. Kiv has to do that, has to switch up his defense because it's been too easy for Prodigy. Too many easy reads up until this point for Prod.
Go to the left side, not a whole lot there. Let's throw it out to our other man on the crew. That is Rico Williams. He's out in the Players Lounge. Rico, what's going on?
Hey, Nick, we want to give you guys an inside look at what happens here in the Players Lounge. And right now, it is a math lesson. Bugs and Joe Rice we're figuring out all the combinations and permutations for our matchups in the future. So it looks like Kiv might be 0-2 and Kerry's going to be 0-2. What do you see happening?
So if Kerry and Kiv both are 0-2, then you have the battle for the 3 seed, which could potentially turn out being, since Drini is a 2 seed in the other group, them playing each other, a rematch in wild card.
How likely do you see that scenario playing out, and what else would need to happen?
Well, with Kerry being down by 10 and then Kiv being down by 10 and not getting ball at half, it's a very likely scenario that we get Kiv Drini around the 12.
We've heard about the matchups. We've seen it so many times. We might be looking at another Drini Kiv.
I'd just like to point out, looks like Joe Rice, he's got that seat, he can stretch out his legs. Is that a reward for him going, the only one going 3-0 in the group so far?
I know, right? Yeah, you got to be feeling like a king up until this point. 3-0, that definitely would be feeling good. Definitely would be feeling swaggy out there.
The throw to the flat at the same time, though. Went 3-0 in groups, but when you come out here to the challenge, you're not looking to go 3-0 in groups. You're looking to get that belt.
Yeah, you want that belt. You want what comes with the belt. That money.
Little bit of money.
That
little
money.
bit of moolah.
That's what they want, and we'll see. We'll see. Joe Rice definitely capable.
Now 2nd and 9 for Kiv. He did, as you said, sort of got that half stop, forcing a field goal from Prodigy down 10-0. But boy, he is taking some big hits over the middle, and you're not seeing an ability for Kiv to stretch the ball deep.
Yeah, and we haven't seen that ability in this first game either, nor the second game. Crush took it away, Prodigy's taking it away. So he's really having to take the check downs, the underneath routes, and really work methodically up the field.
Big 3rd and 9 for Kiv. Dropping back,
Nothing.
Sitting down. Once again, this Prodigy defense making a big play, but it does sort of feel like while the Prodigy defense is playing well, Kiv just seems out of rhythm offensively.
Yeah, out of rhythm, out of sync, whatever you want to call it, it's bad. It's bad news for Kiv. And like I said, defensively, he hasn't looked impressive against Prodigy either. And he's going to press right here and go for it on 4th and 17 in a huge spot.
Unlike a 90s boy band, he's out of sync, needing a big conversion on 4th and long.
He's going to go double hitches right here, it looks like. Both sides.
Now motioning Michelle over to the right side. Only 3 routes out there. 3-man rush. Little hitch to Barkley. Flag down on the play as that's picked off. We'll see what the flag is, though, as the tackle is made.
It was pass interference.
Did we get a pass interference on that play? We saw the contact early.
It was pass interference, and the way that that's drawn is 100% on the user. If you hit stick just a little bit early, it's going to be a PI, and that's what the call was there on that 4th and 17. And if you're Prodigy, you have to be kicking yourself.
Look at this reaction as a big penalty. Looking on the hitch route, and as you can see, just a titch early. And while it was an interception, maybe a little bit of a break for Kiv. He seems to have been on the bad side of the dice early. You can tell that Prodigy unhappy with that call, but it is textbook, and Kiv finally gets something to go his way.
Yeah, that's a huge break. That's a huge break. And looking at it on the replay, I didn't think he was that early. But fortunately for Kiv, he's able to get that and then strike.
Drop it in the bucket. Saquon Barkley with the touchdown, and just like that, Kiv is back in this ballgame.
Huge touchdown pass from Kiv. Just was in a 4th and 17 spot where that ball's probably incomplete if he doesn't hit stick there. He's probably going to drop it if you just strip the ball out or just tackle him. He's going to drop that ball more times than not. Fortunately for him, he got the PI and then a strike on the very next play for 6, and now he's right back in this ball game, 10-7.
Look at this one more time with the pressure bearing down on him, puts it in the bucket, and Barkley with the catch. Kiv is pumped because he knows he capitalized on a mistake, and that's what it's all about here in the challenge.
That's what it's all about. These guys are the best of the best. How they respond when they're down, again, that's what makes a great Madden player. Kiv just responded well. Can he step up on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, he needs his defense to step up as James White, that was Mack with the catch over the middle. 7 of 8 passing the ball for Darnold, utilizing that accuracy from the New York Jets quarterback.
Yep, and Prodigy's choosing to take this to the 2-minute warning. He knows he wants to make this the last drive and take this game into the half with the lead.
Boy, talk about a change. That pass interference, if that pass interference doesn't happen, we might have had to show reruns of MASH, but instead, capitalizing on the mistake, it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, a whole new ball game. If that PI does not happen, the game is going to be a real long shot for Kiv, but he's right back in this game now. Just needs a stop, or even a half stop. He owes him 3 at some point. He's right back in this thing.
1st down and 10 for Prodigy at the 2-minute warning. Looks over the middle, has Robert, spins off of one, spins off another, fighting through the tackles, picking up a 1st down at the 47.
Yep, big 1st down, clock's going to be moving. I wouldn't be surprised if Prodigy brought this play clock all the way down to 1 before he snapped it.
All the way is utilizing the clock to your advantage. Even a field goal here, he goes into the half with a 6-point lead. Mack in at halfback on the left hip of Sam Darnold. Splitting out. Yeah, Boyd split out wide right. Darnold dropping back. Looks on the corner route. That one thrown into tight coverage. It's incomplete. Good defense from Kiv. That could have been a major mistake from Prodigy.
Yeah, it could have been a major mistake, and he doesn't want that, but he did have inside position, so he felt it wasn't that risky, I would assume. Went with the aggressive catch, unable to haul it in. 2nd and 10 for Prod.
Gotta love when you're making decisions that aren't that risky. They're just a little risky. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's at a 2 or a 3.
Right.
2nd and 10. Prod looking to put more points on the board, but that defense, it gets after it, brings down Sam Darnold as Copeland in on the sack. Kiv takes a timeout, a monumental 3rd and 22 here.
Yeah, and that was the play that he scored on in the very first drive with the post route on the left side. Now,
what a sack there from Kiv's defense. He is sacked, and you're off your game when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers as Kiv's taking a big sigh of relief as his defense steps up huge. 3rd and 22 for Prodigy, and Sam Darnold looking over the middle. Hits Josh Doxson, falls out, a fumble, and Kiv gets one back, says thank you. He's right back in this game.
There's that fumble back that I was talking about. One hit stick earlier costed Kiv a fumble, and now he gets a hit stick in his favor, gets the ball back, down 3 with the short field, looking to take the lead in this game.
This game, like the ocean, ebbs and flows, and all of a sudden, with 1:13 left in the half, Kiv could take the lead. Wilson dropping back, looks deep down the middle of the field. That is DJ Moore. It's off his hands and intercepted. What a pick! All of a sudden, it goes back the other way.
Aggressive catch attempt from Kiv, broken up. The ball is in the air and picked off by Prodigy. Very fortunate interception there off the dropped aggressive catch. But if you're Prodigy, you'll take it. Now you're trying to move the ball down and get 3 before the half.
Goes one way, goes the other. It's making me seasick out here. As Prodigy gets the ball back, 1:06 to go in the first half. Who knows where momentum is? It's your guess as good as mine. Josh Doxson left side. How about it's on the side of Prodigy? As a mistake on the user. He's to the 30, 20, 10. When in doubt, air it out. Prodigy to the end zone.
Prodigy with the fade route that we seen earlier against Carey. Prodigy uses it here against Kiv. Kiv tries to pick it, takes his safety out of position, and it allows Prodigy to go the distance. 87 yards on that catch for a touchdown. Kiv in a bad spot again, down 10.
An interception goes the way off the hands of DJ Moore into the hands of Prodigy's defense, and one play later, he says, we don't need a sustained drive. We can just take it to the house right now. One more look. Look at that mistake on the user. We saw it a couple times yesterday from Boogs in his game. The first real big user mistake we've seen defensively from Kiv.
Yeah, you're in a tough spot right there if you're Kiv, because Prodigy had position there with his receiver. So if you go for that pick, that's something that can happen. You can find yourself out of position there. But at the same time, you kind of have to go for that pick in that spot.
17-7 the score, as a big sack there, and we're seeing some trouble even with the mobile quarterback in Russell Wilson. We've seen him get sacked a couple times. It's putting him behind the 8 ball. Now 2nd and long, 33 seconds and counting, 2 timeouts remaining. Looks left side, Saquon Barkley can't spin around the defender, and he'll have to use one of those 2 remaining timeouts.
Yeah, he uses a timeout here, which is interesting, because if you don't pick this up here, you give Prodigy some more time to go down and get points. And are you going to go for this on 4th down if you're Kiv? I don't think so. But we'll see what this play call is, and we'll see how it turns out for him.
It will be interesting to see with Prodigy getting the ball at the half and with a 10-point lead right now. My, how this game has changed at different points. Turnovers the difference right now. It's a game of inches. As a huge 3rd and 12 for Kiv. 1 timeout remaining, looking to get something out of this drive to maybe feel a little better of yourself after that mistake on defense. Dropping back, 4-man rush, rolling right side, nobody's open, everything working down the field, and right there, that was a case where Kiv was looking to get it all back with 1 throw.
Yeah, now he's forced to punt after the incomplete pass. See if we'll see if he does that, and he is going to choose to punt the ball. Him calling timeout saves Prodigy a timeout, so we'll see if it pays off. I mean, I didn't like the timeout call right there necessarily, but at the end of the day, he's in that seat, and I'm in this one for a reason, so we'll go ahead and go with his decision.
Let's throw it over to Rico Williams with a game break. Rico, what's going on?
The Prodigy and Kerry game, it's 17-3 right now. The Crush and Kerry game is 17-3. As we've seen, he's punched it in by running, by throwing. We know how Crush got his nickname because he's crushing it right now.
What an impressive performance by Crush, knocking off Kiv in the first game and up big now over Kerry.
Yeah, and if these 2 games hang on, we're going to get game 3 for all these players. We're going to have Kiv and Kerry at 0-2 playing for a spot into the playoffs, and then Prodigy and Crush at 2-0 playing for that bye, that #1 seed. So 2 games that are going to be huge in game 3 if these scores hold up.
They hold up. Plenty of time left though as a run with Mac. Picks up 11, now 7 seconds remaining. What's your thought offensively going into the half?
Going into the half on as far as Prodigy's side of view, his point of view, right here. Prodigy has to go down there and just air it out right here. Try to get a big play, call timeout, get 3. As far as the second half goes, Prodigy's going to be working the clock, trying to get this game as fast as possible, get it to zeros on the clock.
Utilize those 5-minute quarters, 7 seconds remaining. Can he get into field goal range? Looks like he's going to run a little halfback wham with White, and he's got some room to midfield. 1 second. That's actually going to take us to halftime, a conservative play call to end the half. But so far it has been Prodigy with some huge momentum swinging plays, up 17-7 and getting the ball at the half. Kiv, he's in some trouble, but there's plenty of time left.
Yeah, plenty of time left. The thing is, you're down 10. Prodigy, again, one of the better clock managers in this tournament. Going to try to put this game away with a couple drives here, a couple good drives. Doesn't have to go out there and score 7. A long drive here, a long 4-minute drive, and getting 3 points would be a success here for Prodigy.
Coming from a competitor, especially one like Kiv coming off the Madden Bowl win last year, is there any thought in the back of your mind right now, knowing you don't have one of those automatic qualifier spots and you're in trouble here?
Yeah, he's in trouble, but it's one game at a time. All he can do is play the rest of this game and then see what's left for him in that 3rd game. And I think if you told Kiv right now that he would still have a chance after going 0-2, he would be happy with that. So that's just what it is.
212 yards of offense. Not a whole lot to show. As the Prodigy offense doesn't have a ton yardage-wise, but a lot of that, he's had short fields to work with.
Yeah, the yards don't tell the story. He's been very efficient, and he's just had short fields. You know, you can only get so many yards. You can only get as many yards as, you know, your special teams allows you to get. So him having the short fields and only having to get 40 yards for a touchdown, that's why his yardage is short.
2nd and 10. Talk about a key defensive drive for Kiv, and he gets the quarterback. Boy, we've seen so many times when the quarterback goes to that throwing motion, you could see a fumble there. Pretty lucky for Prodigy it didn't come out of his hands.
Yeah, and then it was a sack. It's 3rd and 21, and now Prodigy in a tough spot here early on. Kiv in a spot where he can get that ball back early on in the 3rd quarter, which would be huge for his situation right now.
He'll drop back to press, bringing a little pressure. He'll dump it off underneath to James White. Tries to make a man miss. Takes a big hit at the 24-yard line. 4th and 11, 10-point lead. Looks like he's going to punt the ball away.
He's played great defense up until this point. I think a punt is fine here. If you're down 10, you go for this. If you're up 10, you can go ahead and punt it. Prodigy going to do that. With that being said, this drive was unsuccessful here if it results into a punt like it will be. Only taking a minute off the clock is not a good spot. And you saw he could have actually ran this clock an extra 17 seconds, which is something I would have done. You don't want to extend this game. You don't want to give Kiv too much time. Every second counts. That 17 seconds is important. You got to start running the clock.
Got to give a big shout out right now to all the guys behind the scenes here at Studio 209 in the EA Broadcast Center. Such a phenomenal job they're doing here, making everything work so easy in the brand new studio, our home for the rest of the MCS, hopefully for years to come. It is a phenomenal studio and some of the best staff around. 1st and 10. Kiv looks to the flat. It's been his, you use the word money play, but it's worked out well for him. Just looking to the running back, Saquon Barkley in the flat.
Yeah, you dump it off to Saquon, who's running back, who has the spin move. It's a win for you. You know you're going to get that ball, utilize his speed and his moves to pick up yards after the catch. Very good strategy.
Kiv looking to top 100 yards of total offense. He's gone backwards a lot with some sacks. As that one, quick drag underneath. Nobody in the middle, picks up a 1st down to the 42-yard line, and Kiv gets that stop to start the half. A touchdown here would be huge.
Would be huge, and the faster he scores it, the better. The more time that he has in the second half to come back, the better for Kiv. If you're Prodigy, you need to tighten up here on defense.
Barkley, 4 catches, 61 yards. Dropping back, looks underneath, completes it once again to DJ. Give me more! As he'll get a 1st down to the 30-yard line. The Kiv offense starting to get rolling.
Yeah, and you saw another hit stick right there. And you got to be scared of your Kiv. You already fumbled once. You do not want to keep spinning and then ending up in a hit stick animation. You just cannot afford to drop this ball anymore.
1st and 10, stepping up, throwing over the middle. That's Sony Michel with the catch to the 16-yard line. And problem you're seeing with the speed that Kiv is working at now, he's starting to feel in that rhythm.
Yeah, a few completions in a row now. Ball moving, red zone opportunity here for Kiv. Needs to end this drive with a touchdown and cut this lead to 3.
2:24 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Game 2 of Group D. Handoff. Nobody's over there. Into the end zone. We're playing on Xbox, but we're seeing some great moves out of Sony.
Touchdown, Michelle. Easy touchdown on the halfback base. Never was a question. Had perfect block in there, and Kiv gets a touchdown with 2:17 left in the 3rd. A ton of time. You saw him play good defense against Prodigy, opening up this half. Can he come out and get another stop and go down and get another 7 and take this lead?
1 stop to start the half. A touchdown for Kiv. It's a 3-point ball game, and now it's going to be up to that Kiv defense to get a stop, but he's got to feel good because he was able to get one to start the half.
Yeah, he forced a 3 and out immediately out the half, and Prodigy wasn't able to work the clock, wasn't able to get any points. And if Kiv can do that again, he's going to find himself in a better spot than he has been throughout this game, trying to fight back and trying to force a 1-1 record here by winning this game.
1st and 10. Looking over the middle, has a man, it's complete to Roberts, takes a big hit, but he holds on to that ball. Cradle that bad boy. 42-yard line, nice 1st down.
Yeah, lovely 1st down from Prodigy. Not only does he pick up the 1st down, gets that clock moving, gets it under 2 minutes here after this play is going to be snapped. So Prodigy moving the ball well early on in this drive.
We saw some success from Kiv getting some pressure on Sam Darnold. As Problem mentioned, not the most mobile quarterback, so if he's able to loop some of those defenders and get some pressure, that can make things uncomfortable. Dump off underneath to Mack. Picks up a couple. It's going to set up a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and you're seeing Prodigy send out all 5 receivers right there, which can be a little risky. You don't want to get shedded immediately there, but Kiv unable to get pressure. Prodigy sits back, makes an easy dump off to the halfback, picks up 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Driving back to pass once again, dumping it off underneath. That's James White with the catch. Only going to pick up a yard. It's going to set up a huge 3rd and 4.
Huge 3rd and 4. Prodigy checking it down once again. Cannot just keep going to that right here unless you know you can pick up this 3rd and 4. We'll see what he decides to go with. Roberts should be the key if you're Kiv. You do not want to get beat by him at this point.
Roberts in the middle of that bunch on the left side. Now he'll be in the middle of the bunch on the right side, like a gymnast flipping left and right. Dropping back. Looks over the middle, has a man. That's Josh Doxson with the catch. He had the big 87-yard touchdown. He'll pick up a big 1st down for Prodigy as he's nearing the goal line.
And oftentimes you see these guys when they get in these 3rd and shorts, 4th and shorts, everyone assumes it's going to be a quick flat pass or some sort of quick pass underneath. So everyone plays underneath, and that's when you see those big plays over the top, and you've seen one right there from Prodigy picking up a huge 1st down.
2 wide receiver, 2 tight end set for Darrelle. Going to move that tight end body from right to left. Hand the ball off to James White. Trying to spin and win, but not a whole lot there. As it looks like these fellas may be going to the 4th quarter. In the words of my man Scott Cole, put your 4s in the chat. We got a ball game with 5 to go.
Yes, we do. Kiv needs to hold them to 3 here, get that last possession. You cannot give up 7 if you're Kiv. If you're Prodigy, you know you got to be playing for 7 at this point to extend it to a 2-score lead.
3rd quarter is over. Only 1 to go. Will Kiv be able to get to 1 and 1? Or will he go into that 0 and 2, playing for it all for a spot in the next round? 17-14 the score. Prod with a slight edge and with the ball. But Kiv's defense looking to stand tall. 2nd and 7, dropping back to pass. Good user coverage underneath, looking to the corner route for Amaro, and great defense to bat that one away, setting up a 3rd down.
Great swat down from Kiv. Kiv actually wanted a better play. He wanted a better result. Looks like he wanted the interception on that play. Nonetheless, it was a good defensive play. Forces a 3rd and 7. Needs to come up with another good defensive call here.
And ever since Prodigy jumped out to that lead, 2nd half, it's been all Kiv.
Yeah, Kiv has definitely responded well. Outside of that, the aggressive catch attempt where it was dropped and then picked off, that was a big swing once again in Prodigy's favor. But other than that, Kiv has been playing a better game from that point. So needs to stop here, get that ball back in his offensive hands.
Those 2 turnovers in the 1st quarter are the difference right now. 3rd and 7, pressure trying to get there. He finds Roberts over the middle, spins back inside to the 3-yard line. Another key 3rd down conversion.
Key 3rd down, good crossing route. Prodigy going with a nice deep crossing route right there when Kiv thought he may have thrown underneath. Kiv lurked under, and he hit him over the top. 1st and goal opportunity, and it's really tough to stop these players down here. They all have pretty good offense now in this goal line spot.
You've seen a couple times on 3rd down, Kiv's defense dialing up the blitzes, vacating the middle of the field.
Yeah, and right there, he tried to guard a couple routes. You see a hit stick right there on the quarterback.
Sam, you okay? Sam, you good? Took a lick in the middle of that defense.
Yeah, that's the first clean hit stick I've seen on these quarterback sneaks, and you see Prodigy immediately getting out of goal line and going into a different formation. Now he's doing a couple subs here, as you guys can see on the screen, moving his running backs around. So I saw he just moved James White into a different spot. We'll see where he is on the field right now. We'll see if he's a key player on this next play.
2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Handed off to James White. A fullback dive, and the Kiv defense, that interior standing tall. Another 3rd down opportunity to get off the field.
Yeah, James White, he moved him to fullback, gave him the fullback dive, unable to get there. Now it's a 3rd and goal. And you see one of his coaching adjustments, he put his ball carrier on aggressive. And when you do that, your guys are going to try to fight for extra yards. But on the flip side, they're at more risk to fumble the ball. We'll see if that costs him in any way.
It's a risk-reward play. Huge 3rd and goal. Kiv needing a stop. Roberts coming in motion from left to right. Little stretch play. James White walk into the end zone. A hole big enough that I could have walked in there. A monumental touchdown in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's a devastating touchdown for young Kiv. He's going to go down 10 points here to Prodigy with only 3:22 left in the game. With that being said, we've seen comebacks before. He has 3:22 and he has all 3 of his timeouts. Kiv needs to go down, score any sort of points, whether it's 3 or a touchdown, he'll deal with that, and then he has to get a stop. He has to get a stop with all 3 of his timeouts, get the ball back in his offense's hands.
24-14, Prodigy looking to go to 2-0. And looking at this from Kiv's perspective, yes, he has all 3 timeouts, but are you looking at the clock at all? Is there a time that you're looking to score by to feel comfortable?
Yeah, honestly, if I'm in this spot, I'm trying to score before the 2-minute warning. I'm pressing up until this point now, and I have to go down there and score. Like I said, though, if you have to settle for 3, that's fine too, but you have to go fast. You can't sit back there. I'm even in the hurry-up mode at this point. I don't want to go back to the huddle after every play. I'm trying to move the ball down the field as fast as possible.
10-point deficit, but plenty of time, all 3 timeouts. Kiv's just got to put together another drive like he did on his last drive. Work down the field incredibly quickly and efficiently. Quick throw underneath, what a spin move, and some room on the right side. Little hesitation to the 40-yard line, just the play he was looking for from Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, a check down route that looked like nothing doing. Spin move, a couple of missed tackles from Prodigy, and Kiv across midfield all the way to the 40. The one thing that he did do was stay in bounds, and the clock did continue to run. Other than that, it was a huge play for Kiv.
1st down and 10. 2:51 and counting. Pressure. Gets it off. Finds DJ Moore at the 36-yard line. Only 4 yards, but key there not to take a sack.
Yep, that's a key. The clock is moving, though. 2nd and 6 coming up for Kiv. Again, he's going to be playing fast here, trying to get as many plays off before this 2-minute warning and try to get that touchdown.
Wilson in the shotgun, motioning Moore from the left side to the right side. Haven't heard a lot from Tyreek Hill here in the 2nd half. As Wilson, a quick throw to the flat, and you're seeing Prodigy trying to keep Kiv on his heels by bringing a lot of pressure and forcing him to make quick reads.
Yeah, make those quick reads. Prodigy will live with giving up the yards as long as he tackles him inbounds. Those are wins for Prodigy. Get that clock moving.
Quick throw to the flat once again. That's Saquon Barkley. He takes a big hit, but he'll get the 1st down. It looks like they're going to go to the 2-minute warning. A 10-point game, but Kiv not out of it.
Not out of it just yet. Has to score here on this drive. Touchdown will be lovely. You want to give yourself at least a minute. You want to score before at least a minute mark now. So Kiv, he's on the 27 already. Has to go a little bit faster. You don't want to keep taking check downs and getting tackled inbounds and letting that clock run.
1st and 10 for Kiv with the ball, 27 yards from the end zone. The promised land. He needs points. Stepping up, rolls out right side.
He had a touchdown. He missed the read. Corner route looked like a touchdown to RB. Unfortunately for him, not only did he not see that, but he took 3 yards only, and he wasted 15 seconds already. The clock is continuing to run after the QB scramble.
Would have liked him to see throw the ball away instead of take those 3 yards, but as you said, more so me than you. There's a reason why those guys are over there playing and I'm over here talking over the game.
Right. Yeah, I would rather have that 10 plus seconds that ran off than the 3 yards at this point. But 3rd and 7 though, Kiv needing a 1st down here to extend the drive and potentially get a touchdown here. But if he doesn't get this, you'll see him kick the field goal and try to get a stop with his 3 timeouts.
Russell Wilson dropping back. All the time in the world, nobody there. Oh boy, he dropped back to the 39-yard line. That is a long field goal, a 56-yarder. It looks like Kiv's gonna come out and go for it.
I believe he just got sacked out of field goal range. The game, when you go to coach suggestions, it usually will pull up field goal if you can make it from there, and it did not pull up field goal right there. So it looks like there may be some sort of wind in this game. and Kiv is going to be unable to kick it from 56. So he's going to have to go for this, and just a costly mistake on Kiv's part. You cannot get sacked there, especially sacked out of field goal range. 4th and 22.
Needing this to stay alive, to get to 1-1. Clock running down, using a lot of clock. Changing up the play. Needs some help. Stepping up, sitting down. How about Prodigy? The performance to get to 2-0 with a huge sack and a huge stop in the 4th quarter.
What a great win for Prodigy. Not only beating Kiv, but going to 2-0 in this group. A group that many people consider the toughest group of the 4. 2-0, impressive for Prodigy.
Prodigy at 2-0. He'll match up in our final game of Group D as James White got some room over there. He'll fall down inbounds. He just wants that clock to keep running.
Yeah,
you get a matchup, Prodigy and Crush, both 2-0. Assuming Crush pulled out the win in that other game.
Assuming Crush hung on to that win against Carey, they will be playing for the bye. They'll both be going into Game 3 2-0. On the flip side, we got Kiv versus Carey going into Game 3 0-2, fighting for their life. They're in a single elimination game. Their playoffs start early.
Marlon Mack trying to find the first down marker. Kiv takes a timeout. He did. They gave it to him. Give him a big first down.
Yeah, and Prodigy could choose to run this out, or he could play for points. Points aren't going to come into play in this group because of the situation, most likely the 2-0s and the 0-2s. But with that being said, good game to both players, Prodigy and Kiv. Prodigy played a great game.
The knee is down, the headphones are off of Kiv, and if you had told, I think a lot of people out there watching on this Saturday that Kiv in this Group D would start out 0-2, they would have called you straight crazy.
Yeah, they would have called you crazy, and with Kiv being 0-2, everyone is probably enjoying that because they think that he has a chance to get eliminated now. With that being said, if you told Kiv he would be 0-2 after 2 games, but he would have a shot to win his 3rd game and get into the playoffs, he would be happy with that.
And now we get to Game 3, and how big is this problem? Kiv and Carey. 0-2, win and you're in, lose, and this trip out here may have been fun, but you're not getting a belt.
Yeah, you're not getting a belt if you lose this game. You have to win. Records get thrown out after you